Hey, this is Wilbur back with another 1v1 replay analysis. This was up against a 2-1 player that's pretty high on the ladder. He's got like the Thomas the Tank Engine icon. He's like around 1900. This game broke me into the top 200 world again. I haven't been there in a while because I haven't been playing much. And honestly, I still haven't been playing much. But I thought this game was kind of cool. It started out kind of weird. I was a Rhino specialist and I saw my opponent's board was Hound and Mustang start, and I was Mustang Crawler start, and I was like, you know what, I think if I just throw down a Rhino and like forgo a deployment, I should be able to win this first round. So that's what I do. I actually go for the Rhino in round 1 with the Mustang backup, and I'm planning on going Cull this game because, again, like there's so many small units on my opponent's board. I think Cull is legit. I think Cull is a pretty solid chaff clear option nowadays. So if you haven't checked out Cull, start using it. It's pretty good. It got buffed a couple of times, and it doesn't decrease the attack as much as it used to. And the threshold, I also believe, went up. So see in this round 1, our Rhino is going to tank this rapid fire cannon. So that's kind of another reason why I wanted this Rhino in front, so my crawlers wouldn't get immediately chewed up by the rapid fire cannon. So the Rhino tanks, and I go in and get a tower, and then the Mustangs clear up all of the rest of the units. So into round 2, we get a card round where I take intensive training right away. I was like, okay, well, let's just make this a huge freaking Rhino. So intensive training, level 2 Rhino, go for a crawler flank up on the top here. I think I just have like one more. Yeah, I will go for the classic Fang deployment on the side of the tower here, protect against the flank. My opponent grabs the bubble, and at this point, see my opponent's board, looking at the hounds that have incendiary bomb. Opponent, I don't think even bought a unit this round. I'm expecting a Titan as early as round 4. So a lot of these 2-1 players that build this way, like if you see fire, you see backline sort of hounds, you see like this prep, there's probably going to be a war factory or a mountain showing up early. This round I go for the heavy armor, and we actually get a round 3 mountain this time. So a Mustang got sold. Last round there was no money used except to unlock the mountain, I think. So here he is in all his glory, a round 3 mountain. And my poor Rhino, who was looking like a badass, is no longer king of the board here. We did get that call. We have a level 2 Mustang, so like if this mountain wasn't sitting here, we'd be feeling real good. So one of the things I want to, I jump back into this round 3. Do a little jump cut here. So I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say about this round 3 before the fight started, but anyway, I kind of knew that this was kind of coming, so you can see me here like thinking about what I want to do. I have $500, and I know the Titan is coming, so I'm like, okay, well, I think I'm going to need Abyss. So I spend this round unlocking the Abyss. So you'll see here in a moment, like the Abyss is going to pop up over here. There he is. And then I had to think a minute and be like, okay, well, I can sell my wall and I can still get 2 deployments of crawlers. So I grab a flanking crawler here, and I get my second crawler right there. And I deploy in the back line because I don't want to waste all my deployments. So selling the wall was like a must. So you're going to see this round I'm going to get kind of rolled by the mountain. Rhino goes in, does the best that he can, but there's just too much crap hitting him as well as the mountain. So this mountain's going to get like maybe at half HP. I don't even think it's going to get down to that much, but if we don't pop the bubble, it's a pretty big loss for us here. So we'll speed up the replay again. While we wait for these fangs to get destroyed. So as soon as you see this kind of setup with this like Firehound backline stuff, you should immediately be thinking, okay, there's a Titan in my future. I need to get ready for it. This round we get Fire Badger. Sandworm's always pretty tempting, but I go for the Fire Badger to kind of help out this flank. My opponent grabs those Firehounds finally, buys a second mountain, and I now deploy my abyss that I had set up for last round. I can't quite get a tech on it yet. I can't afford it. It's expensive to deploy an abyss, 800 bucks. So we'll see this time. The abyss is going to, I believe, wrap up the board here. We did have another Rhino come down because I'm a Rhino specialist on the left, level 2, but it doesn't matter. Like the mountain just clears it, no problem. Maybe a better position for me would have been top right, left flank up here. Maybe he would have did some work then. But Rhino goes down. Our level 2 Rhino that was in the front here with the heavy armor also goes down. But the level 3 Fire Badger is proving to be a bit of an annoyance for our opponent here. And now we slowly get to watch our abyss chew away at these two mountains through the debuffs as the Mustangs tickle it from behind. So I'm feeling okay about this. I'm not doing a ton of damage yet. I know I'm in a pretty good spot. Looking at my opponent's tech bar, they do have the anti-air ammunition for the mountain, so that's an option. I'm really worried about Melter here because I have to have a pretty forward deployed abyss to engage these mountains. But my opponent opts for the anti-aircraft ammunition, excuse me, not going for a answer like anti-air marksman or what was I saying, Melter before. So using my intensive training, I level my abyss, give it the vertical sweep, which I think is like a necessary spell or a necessary tech upgrade when you're playing against these like War Factory or mountain boards. It really helps you connect with the mountain or the War Factory early, and doing 50% increased damage is nothing to scoff at. So here I try to I think I try to save some of these crawlers. I think I put an anti-missile device down here. Still leveling Mustangs. I don't know if that's the right play, but you do get a higher threshold on your Mustang's call every level. Yeah, it looks like the missile didn't come down, the missile device. I was thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out a way to get anti-missile on this board somehow, but you can see level 2 Abyss absolutely wrecks the level 2 mountain. The mountain didn't even get to connect. And we're going to shred the second mountain here with the Abyss. But things get interesting in a little while. My opponent kind of comes up with a bit of an answer for these mountains, or for these Abyss. And I have to think real hard about how to win this game. So next round we get the big spells, Incendiary Bomb, Electromagnetic Blast. I mean, it's Mechabellum, right? So one of these, you got to pick one of them. So I go for the EMP, my opponent goes for the Fire. I grab another mountain, or I mean another Abyss, man. I keep switching my Titans, but my opponent does this kind of clever play with these Rhinos, grabs armored Rhinos to kind of stop this Fire Badger from disrupting his chaff flow, and then he also beacons one towards my tower. So I know that there's probably going to be some pressure coming, so this round I'm thinking about putting this Mustang in the back to kind of kill the crawlers that may be coming. But instead I want to get 2 deployments again, so I opt for an Arc Light unlock, and then placing an Arc Light back here so I can buy one more chaff unit. Or buy a bubble, looks like. So I wanted that extra money for a bubble. You can see this Rhino doing a great job of distraction, pulling the level 2 Abyss all the way over there, so the mountain gets a little more uptime. I get stuck on chaff in the center here. The Arc Light does stop the 2 crawlers from taking this level 2 tower, but now it looks like these mountains are going to start connecting to the Abyss after the MP wears off. Down goes one tower to the Rhino. This mountain is just plunking away at the Abyss while these Rhinos just run amok and distract our Abyss from ever landing onto the mountains. And I'm in a rough spot now. Like, what do we do with these Rhinos? This round, though, the unit drop gods answer and give us a level 5 Sabertooth. So I immediately stick that down in the front row so I can pop this Rhino almost instantly. My opponent also grabs the gigantic Sabertooth, looking to take down this kind of weak side level 2 tower. I sell out of that big level 3 fire badger that was contested by the Rhino and moved the heavy armor onto the saber-tooth. Grabbing a third abyss, now wondering what tech I can do to help slow down these rampaging rhinos running around my board. I was initially going to go for the Dark Companion, but instead I go for Fart, or whatever it's called, Disintegration Beam, because it does slow units, so those vertical beams can connect to the rhinos, and it also just does a ton of damage to the mountain. Like, it's a percent HP hit, so it's 20% of their current HP. So you can see when these come down, everything slows down, and we do quite a bit of damage to the mountain before a vertical beam even touches them. So Fart really putting in a lot of work here, slowing my opponent's crawlers down, letting my Mustangs tick on them more, letting my crawlers get up from the back line, and then doing substantial damage to the mountain every wave that hits in that initial, like when they're max HP. And the Abyss with the vertical sweep coming in to finish off the mountains. Next round we just get some kind of pretty boring cards. I think the best for both of us is the Photon Emission, protecting our big and expensive units longer. My opponent putting down a bunch of frontline hounds to get that fire down, trying to guarantee that it connects with the crawlers. I get a couple more levels onto my Abyss. I think my opponent sold out of his Rhino. Now that he saw the huge saber-tooth, he's like, okay, well, that's a dead play. Can't go for that beacon anymore. My opponent is going for like a sneaky hound flank over here now that needs to be addressed. It's pulling 2 packs of crawlers, French frying them, and potentially threatening this weak tower. I grab a couple of missiles this round, trying to slow down this push. I did notice that corner flank, so I grabbed the Rhino, sell the crawler, because it's going to die anyway to the fire. I do level the tower as well, just in case there's more shenanigans that pop up on the corner like a phoenix. Getting the second HP up, you know, these big units, the more HP they have, the better. They scale really well with those buffs. So now our level 3 and level 2 Abyss trying to work on these level 2 mountains over here. The big Rhino getting in the way again, delaying our connection just long enough. Our Abysses are going down to the mountains this time. For some reason, we just could not get the vertical sweep to connect onto the level 2 mountains. And we end up losing that round. Another spell comes up. I take it. I mean, you see a spell, you take a spell. I go for the smoke to try to smoke these 2 mountains. Opponent is going to wisely put down some shields. There is a crawler underground threat down here. Now this turn I do go for the Dark Companion finally. I really want to get Degen Beam down to help clear these crawlers and provide another source of debuff for these mountains. My opponent grabbing triple steel ball. Not sure what this was for exactly. Like maybe he really hated this Rhino especially. I did have the level 5 saber here that I think I sold this round and moved the heavy armor to the Wraith to try to maybe get this tower after it spawns. My opponent trying to save this blue crawler and move it towards the center to distract the big Abyss over here. Yeah, so one steel ball comes down just for this Rhino. See how this one plays out. Fart's coming down, hitting so many units. We're getting good connections now that the Wraiths kind of sweep away that front line of chaff. Both mountains going down on this right side. Our left Abyss is getting connected on by the level 3 mountain though. Our poor Wraith gets one shot after almost taking out that level 1 tower, but I think we have enough left on the board to take down this mountain. But he is going to get a debuff, looks like. He's got quite the range advantage on us. So here comes another Fart. The sweep coming in, connecting, and just surviving, doing a nice 1,000 damage to our opponent. So we get another unit drop. This round, nothing was really screaming at me except for the wasps. I'm like, okay, here's some more crap I can throw in front of my Abyss to help block these mountains from connecting. Their anti-aircraft munition will target the wasps. So I immediately grab wasps and I grab the energy shield. My opponent does the same thing. He's trying to protect his mountains with anything he can, and I'm trying to protect my abyss with anything I can. Initially, I thought maybe a cheeky play into the tower here would work, but I was like, okay, that's probably a losing play. I just don't think I could get in fast enough. There's this Fang was here. I knew he was going to address this race, so there's probably some other crap over here. So I think the best play I can do is missile as much shit as I can. I know my opponent has the fire this round. Try to bubble some stuff. And I have my wasps in front of my abyss. I level my abyss to 4 and 3. Grabbing 2 more wasps, as well as this crawler that ended up just being not changed. But the main thing that happened here was my opponent put a hound here, and that allowed the vertical beams to target that hound and then hit the tower on the backswing of the vertical sweep. So one thing that you never want to do when you're up against vertical sweep abyss is to put a unit directly in front of your tower, because that, if that unit's targeted, the back end of that vertical sweep is going to hit the tower. And if your tower is not high enough level, or if you have like a freaking level 4 abyss, like, it's gonna die and you're gonna get debuffed. So this is what happened. And he originally had, I think it was a steel ball here on the previous round, and for some reason it didn't path the way that these hounds did. And this hound, after I missiled this abyss and these wasps died probably to the wraith that was here, the next valid target was this hound. So it was just zoop right in the tower, instant debuff. Then it spelled like GG for the rest of the board. A debuff with this much damage is going to absolutely be devastating. So maybe a bit of a misstep there. I did replay this round on my own to see if moving this hound would have done anything, but it was still a pretty big win for me this round. I think it was just like the level 3 and 4 abyss just do too much damage for these mountains, with the wasps annoying their ability to connect. And the amount of missiles I was able to put down without like anti-missile disrupting anything, like this all dies in one missile. So that was pretty a strong move, was just to missile a bunch of crap on this round too. So I think if you want to learn something from this replay, it's when you see these kind of set up boards where there's these great big empty spots on your opponent's board, and they have like kind of these backline hounds, and you see incendiary bomb on their tech bar, you should be expecting Mountain or War Factory round 4. If you don't address it right away with something like Abyss, I think another play you can go for is ground cannon boats. That I've had a lot of success with against this stuff too, because you can just build more boats than they can build Titans. And with ground cannon, they're pretty good at popping towers with the beacon, so it's hard to stop. And anytime a big spell comes, you just use jump drive and move to the other side of the board and attack the other tower. So that's like, I think, the two styles you can play against these Titan boards, kind of like the wood ground cannon boat movement style, or you can just go vertical beam abyss, which I think is probably more consistent. You have to be a good boat captain to be successful the other way. So yeah, I think some pretty good variations from both of us this game. I really like the Rhino round where he beaconed. I think the best answer was the disintegration beam. I was thinking maybe Wraith with degen beam, but it's just safer to go the fart. Like, fart's pretty much guaranteed. It comes out so fast in the round that you're going to slow down any of Rhino plays that are like trying to distract. But yeah, I think the saber drop definitely helped too. Let's not lessen that importance. So unit drop is can be your friend sometimes. So anyway, I hope you liked this one. This was a fun one. And I think a lot of 2-1 players love this Titan sort of play style. So if you're playing against a lot of 2-1 players late at night in America, like be ready for this kind of stuff. I think it's very beatable because it's so predictable, and you just need to know the right unit comps to take it out. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
We have quite the selection for you here. 2 Mechabellum videos just for you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. Watch out for flanks coming your way.